Once an emperor's old vizier died. Vizier was very intelligent, but he died suddenly. So, now the search for a new minister has been started. The empire was huge, so a wise and far-sighted vizier was needed to handle it. The search for the wisest and smartest person in the entire state has begun. For this, various types of examinations were conducted across the state. Thoughtful and intelligent individuals were shortlisted from across the state, and then they were put to more difficult tests. And finally, only 3 chosen persons were brought to the capital, so that the emperor can take their final test. All 3 of them were kept in a room in the palace, and it was announced by the emperor himself tomorrow their final exam will be taken, and whoever qualifies will be declared as the vizier of the state. But it was surprising that by evening, this word spread throughout the capital. What exam is the emperor going to take tomorrow? The whole city started talking about this. The emperor wanted to take a very strange test. Next morning, all 3 of them will be locked in a big room in the palace, and a big lock will be put on the door of that room. That lock was made by the artisans, mathematicians, and engineers of that state. There was no key on that lock, only some numbers of math were written on the lock, and there was some puzzle hidden in those numbers. The one who solves that puzzle will be able to open that lock. Gradually, this thing reached all 3 of them. That tomorrow all 3 of them will be locked in a room, and there will be a lockout. There is no key for it. Just some math numbers engraved on that lock in which a riddle is hidden. Whichever of the 3 will solve the puzzle using those numbers and will be the first to open the door and come out of the room, he will be made vizier. On hearing this, 2 of the 3 ran towards the market and brought all the math books, whatever they could find about lock. They brought all and began to study them. But the 3rd one was the strangest. He neither went anywhere nor brought any book and fell asleep as soon as it got dark. The rest of the 2 thought that perhaps out of fear he decided not to appear in the exam, or maybe he didn't believe that the news that has come out is true, but still they did not think it right to leave any chance because it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. They stayed up all night reading books. Whatever literature related to lock science they found. They read it all. When morning came, the 3rd person woke up and those 3 men were presented to the emperor. There they learned that the rumor was true. The 3 of them were locked inside a large room which is inscribed with some mathematical numerals. Whoever of the 3 of you will solve the riddle hidden in these numbers, he will be able to open the door. And the one who opens the door and comes to me first, I will make him my vizier. I will wait for the 3 of you outside. Saying this, the emperor left. The 2 people who studied all night had brought some books hidden in their clothes. They took out those books as soon as the door closed and started writing down the numbers written on the lock on a piece of paper, started finding their solutions. But the 3rd person didn't do anything. He closed his eyes and sat quietly in the corner of the room. They both laughed seeing him sitting and tauntingly said, "Did you give up? Do something, then something will happen." They thought he had given up. He's scared and he doesn't want to try anything, but his mind was calm, stability reflected in his eyes. He didn't look upset. He was sitting, then suddenly something dawned on him. He got up and came to the door and gently pushed it, and what? The door opened. He left the room, but both the men were engrossed in their books. They didn't even notice that the 3rd one had left the room. They came to know only when the emperor came in with the 3rd person and said, "Stop these books of yours. The one who had to go out has already gone out." They both were stunned to see this and asked how you got out. The emperor said that the door was not locked. Because closed locks can be opened, but how will you open a lock that has not been closed? This man is the most intelligent among of you because he gave the first introduction of being wise before solving the numbers written on the lock. He tries to find out if the lock is locked or not. A man is smarter who check this before solving any problem what he's going to solve, and is that really a problem or not? So, this man is the smartest person in our kingdom. We appoint him as our vizier. So, friends, this is the thing to learn from this story, that whenever we feel we have a big problem, so instead of panicking in a hurry to find a solution to that problem, we should think calmly that what I understand is really a problem or not, or the real problem is something else what I can't see right now. Thank you for watching this video. Stay happy.